Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Good evening and welcome to the February 22nd, 2018 meeting of the Southeast Delco Board of School Directors. Please stand for the salute of the flag and a moment of silence.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Scott, may I please have a roll call?
Mrs. Gallagher.
I don't know if this is on or not, is it? Does that mean it's on?
Yes, it's on.
Okay. Present.
Mrs. Irons. Present. Mr. McBride.
Present.
Ms. Monroe. Present. Mr. Wilson.
Excused.
Dr. Wilson.
Excused.
Ms. Woodfolk.
Excused.
Mr. G-Boy.
I believe excused.
Ms. Scott Robinson.
Excused. One of them is coming. Okay.
Dr. Butts.
Present.
Mr. DiOrio.
Present.
Mrs. Forbes.
Present.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
Excused.
Please note that persons wishing to address the board must be a resident or employee of the district, provide their name and address, and complete a yellow card, which are located in the back of the room. Now we have a presentation from the Academy Park High School.
Ready? I believe presenting tonight will be the principal of Academy Park, Mr. Robinson. And I believe, thank you. So we'll have to get in position for being able to see it. So it may take a moment and just be aware you're up on the monitor back here, Mr. Robinson. Okay, so we're in decent shape. There we go. Okay. You had it up earlier. This month will be
Thank you. Okay, good evening, everyone, and thank you for your patience. Over the summer,
Check your mic.
okay. 1 2 1 2. Okay. Over the summer, in working with the leadership team, our motto for the school year was Night Nation, bring your park pride and show your park pride. And below that, you see our school mission vision statement. We will achieve because we believe that collaboration as an overall learning community will lead to celebrations of academic achievement and future success of all students. What I'm going to do is go over a couple PowerPoint slides to provide information. Then I have a couple videos that I'm going to share with everyone as far as all that is going on and taking place at Academy Park High School. Academic focus, we are focusing on literacy this year and putting more substance and following through with it this year as far as focusing on writing across curriculum, as far as writing the ELA curriculum across all subject areas, and just placing more emphasis on the students' writing. And as I said a moment ago, placing more substance on it and following through this year. And we are actively right now working on writing prompts across the high school and writing across the high school as they focus in regards to literacy. PBIS, our positive behavioral interventions and support. Also have the shield, which you may have seen around the building. If you have visited Academy Park High School. And our 4 themes are to focus on communication, being a team player, being respectful, and also being responsible. In regards to communication, just giving some examples of things that we're working on as far as communication with the overall learning community, trying to improve as far as communication through global messages, emails, phone calls to parents, letters from the school, and meet and greet sessions, and also our report card conferences and meetings with parents. Team player. Some of you may be familiar that myself, I had an Eagles jersey on. That was a lot for me to do this year, to place on the Eagles jersey. And I look at it as maybe I was the factor that led the Eagles to a championship by me donning an Eagles jersey. Just some example of some of our teams, with the High Q team. Del Val champs during the fall season, tennis, volleyball, and as soccer as well. We're all Del Val champs, and it's the first time in the history of the school for soccer being Del Val champs. Another aspect of teamwork within our school is our Interact clubs, and we have blood drives and Thanksgiving luncheon, in which our students sang for some of the members of the First African Church and also served lunch to them as well. Respectful and being responsible. We have PBIS Wednesdays, the half days where we go over some type of lesson and reinforcing the 4 different principles that we are focusing on as far as being respectful, being responsible, communication, being a team player. The Renaissance Club is putting forth a lot of initiatives in regards to positive referrals, emphasizing respect and being responsible and just being in compliance with the code of conduct for the school. And we also continue to utilize restorative practices. And I just wanted to explain some things, but it would be better to show you a video that capitalizes everything that we're doing here.
So do you have a speaker? Do you have a speaker?
No.
Do you have?
Music, yes, there is music.
Okay, try it out. Earlier, it was showing that your speakers were.
As demonstrated in the video, you can see there's a lot of positive things going on at Academy Park High School. And another way we can continue to improve our school is to focus more on the positive and do a better job of publicizing the positive. When I'm writing the reports for our school board and reflecting on what's taking place at our school, it's always overwhelming for myself. It's like, wow, sometimes you can be caught up in what you're doing on a daily basis and not really seeing the big picture as far as all the positive things that are going on there. The flower show was emphasized on there the first time in the history of the school district. We have students who are in a competition with the Boeing company, and out of local schools, we were the only school that was chosen. Some of our schools will be participating in that as well. First time the soccer team has ever won the playoffs. We have a young lady that's broken Mahia Wooten has broken the all-time record for scoring. So it's just not athletics that are going on at Academy Park High School. We had well-balanced student athletes. Riley Street, who's also in the report 2 years in a row, recognized as academic All-American. So a lot to be proud of and to focus on as far as what our students are accomplishing at Academy Park High School. And in a few moments, I'm going to have two of our students join us, and they're going to place emphasis on a club that they, this, like I say, a 215 to 255 club, an auxiliary club, but not an official club. A good cause, and I'll let them put more substance to their interests and what they're trying to promote. But before I get to that, I have one more video to show you. This weekend, we have our What's Your Passion Festival. And not going to show that whole video, but just wanted to share this with you as well.
Hello, Academy Park High School of Sharon Hill. From down here, Center City, Philadelphia, where this week, personally, I'm getting excited to come to your school and be a part of an event that you have every year to encourage the opportunity to achieve greatness. And I absolutely love it. I really do. But speaking of that, let's talk a little bit about greatness. A little under 2 weeks ago, over 2 weeks ago, our home football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, did just that. They overcame ridiculous adversity and being underdogs, and we all know the story, and achieved greatness on the football field. Overcame all sorts of odds and did what many people didn't even think was possible, and then became champions of the National Football League. But how'd they do it? Did they get handed everything to them? Was the path easy? And was it just a shoo-in? No, not at all. Not at all. To really break it down, every individual had a choice to make. They had to figure out who they were and what place they had on the team in order to help. A plan. They had to come up with a plan for success. And then they had to execute it, no matter what, and making no excuses in the process. And do it against the greatest dynasty American football has ever seen in the New England Patriots. And do it 100% in. Be all in with their plan. Be all in with who they are. And no matter who's saying what, and no matter who's counting them out, saying, you know what, that's not how we roll. We are going to win. We are going to be champions because that's what we want and that's what we work for. So that's what we're going to go out and get. And then we know the story after that. A couple days later, after the win, after the work was put in, we all went down here. I know I did. I took my kids out of school, came down for the parade, and celebrated all together, including those people that might not have believed in them. Everybody then was affected by them in a positive way. This whole city was happy and is still happy to this day. I'm still on fire about it. But now it's time to transition that energy into something else. And I think it's only fitting for the Academy Park High School Passion Festival to be held in the same month that our Eagles win the Super Bowl. Because this is something that has been done even before the Birds won the whole thing. And this is something that was developed from one of your own, from a guy named Victor. A guy named Victor that had his own passion in his heart, and he wasn't scared on sharing it with other people, including the family of Amazon, and said, you know what I want to do? I want to encourage my classmates. I want to encourage my community to achieve greatness. And I want to have a festival, a big festival at my high school. And not just have the students, but bring other adults and bring other people and bring other sponsors. Bring the newspaper, bring the media, whoever it might be, to say, you know what? We're going to encourage each other to figure out who we are, to come up with a plan, and to help each other execute, to become champions in our respective field. That was his plan, and he executed. And people came from all over the place, but the greatest thing is, the people that used to sit in your seat maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, other Academy Park alumni came out, and you have doctors and lawyers and law enforcement and military and teachers and nurses and you name it. You guys have it all. Guys have it all. But I'll tell you what, there's a challenge that goes along with this. Part of the challenge is just purely even showing up. But this year, what I want to do is I want to challenge you that one step further than that. What I want to do is see who has a plan for their life, who's going to do something with this, and who's ready or has been executing their plan for success. Because there's people out there that want to support you. There's people that want to encourage you to the place that no longer are we just wearing shirts of Eagles Super Bowl victory, but maybe we're wearing shirts of your business and getting hyped up about it and telling everybody else about it. Maybe you have a music deal that we buy your CD and tell everybody else, listen to this guy, listen to this girl. Maybe you have a beauty salon. Maybe you have a practice being a doctor or a lawyer. Maybe you're in the military and you're like, yeah, look, support that guy, support that girl because they're fighting for our country. Maybe you have some kind of passion in your heart you haven't shared yet, and we want to find that out. And it's not all up in the air anymore. There's a specific time and place, and we're asking for you to show up and invest everything you got into it, and we're gonna do the same. You better believe you better believe all those other professionals are gonna do that as well. You can guarantee that. So now it's time to show up. And I'll end it on this. The Eagles wouldn't have won if every person didn't have a plan for their life and even try to be the greatest they could be individually to even help the team. The Eagles couldn't win the whole thing if they didn't show up to the game. And they couldn't have won the whole thing without investing themselves 100% in that plan and executed it no matter what and making no excuses. Make no excuses this Saturday at Academy Park High School in Sharon Hill. Be there a little early. I think it starts at 10, I may be wrong. But come out there with all your passion, all your energy, all your hopes, and all your dreams, and let's make a plan. Let's figure out who you are. Let's make a plan. Let's find a way for you to execute and continue to encourage until you become a champion. And that's what I'm coming out for. So I'm looking forward to seeing you this Saturday, February 24th, 10 a.m. Academy Park High School in Sharon Hill. And let's do this together as a team, because I want to see you do greatness. Because you know what? I would love to wear your t-shirt. I would love to have a parade for you down here. And I would like to be one step, one building block, one piece of encouragement to help you achieve greatness. Because that's what this city is all about. Look forward to seeing you, and have a blessed day. Go Philly, go Academy Park High School. Woo! Let's do it, baby!
His focus on overcoming obstacles and defeating the odds. That's what the What's Your Passion Festival is all about. To show our students, we can, give you examples of people who are where you are from and what they've accomplished and what they are able to do, and you can do the same. You can be all that you can be, no matter what your challenges and what your circumstances may be. I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint for the CEO ladies going to present.
He's putting his business out on the street. Slightly concerned about that. Just waiting for that email to pop up on his screen that comes. No, I shut it off here. Are you set?
Yes.
Okay, just wait a moment. We'll take a moment for us to get set.
Good evening. Good evening, members. Good evening, members of the school board and community. Good evening. Good evening, member of the school board and community. My name is Zainab Kumar. We feel like there is a necessity for students of the African community to unite on common grounds for spotlighting current issues in Africa. We, Zainab Kumar and Annie Olaya Jiboye, seniors at Academy Park, with sponsorship and support from Mr. Jones, over the last couple of weeks have been working on a plan to create an organization or an official club that meets these necessities.
In order to highlight the necessity of this club, we held a survey to all the students and, well, many students in Academy Park High School. And we wanted to show you guys some of the video or some clips of the survey. In the survey, we asked students to name 5 countries in Africa, the importance of Black History Month, and why the first word that comes to your mind when they think of Africa.
My name is Makula Kone. I'm in 11th grade.
All right. Can you name 5 countries in Africa?
Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, Liberia, Ghana, and Morocco.
Why do you think Black History Month is important?
Because African Americans have a big impact on today's society.
What's the first word that comes to your head when you think about Africa?
Culture.
Can you name 5 countries in Africa?
So that's as high as we can get volume-wise.
Africa?
Not right off the top.
Can you name 1 country in Africa?
Libya, Nigeria, Liberia, Uganda, Egypt.
Liberia, Egypt.
Nigeria, Liberia. That's it. Kenya, Ghana, South Africa.
1 more.
And Nigeria. Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, you're from that. Yeah. All right.
Why do you think Black History Month is important?
So I think that nowadays, most people really forget what they're supposed to be doing, and they really take it for granted. They don't really know how hard people had to work to, like, even though it's not really equal to this day, like, it's still better than it was back
It's
then.
the people who fought for everyone in America that were treated.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about Africa in general? Hunger.
I think like Africa.
Yeah, that's what it put us.
I think
it was like Great Valley, Austin, Ruston. It's like
As seen in the video, some students were unable to mention even one country in Africa. And although some said that they were able to mention 5 because of, their world history classes, we felt like it's important for students to know about the motherland because we commonly refer to that as our roots. So the main goal of our club is to inform students about Africa and also serve as a welcoming community for community for people who recently migrated to this country. Because being immigrants ourselves, we know how hard it can be coming from a different country where the first language is most likely not English and trying to fit in here. So we decided to create this club to help students who are coming in, as well as students who are already here, know more about Africa, and people coming in feel welcome. We also have been planning to host a program which we call For the Culture, where we showcase African-inspired fashion designers and speakers and dancers and stuff. And the students have been working very hard. We have been working very hard to have that happen. We have a video of some of our work. It's mostly just the modeling, but yeah, I hope you can enjoy it.
Tryna rain on the thunder. Tell a storm I'm new. I'm a wild, come a march on the regular. Painted white, black, blue. Love, forgive me, I've been running blind in truth. I'm a rain on this bitter love. Tell the sweet I'm new. I'm telling these tears go and fall away, fall away. May the last one burn into flames. Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Yeah. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep on running 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
So that's the video of the practices that have been held in the auditorium at Kerman Park. The program is supposed to be held tomorrow, but it's been postponed. We're thinking of having it soon.
Do you have any questions?
I have one question and a remark. My first question, my question is, do you have a name for your group?
It's called African Student Association.
Okay. And my remark is to let you know, me coming from working with you, knowing you guys for so long, I am so proud that you have stepped up and presented this to for our students at Academy Park High School to be a part of. And please let Mr. Robinson tell us when the program is, because Ms. Rock wants to come. Okay.
Thank you.
I just want to say I am absolutely delighted with your program. I run a food cupboard down in Darby, and we have a lot of immigrants that are coming in, and it just seems like the young people are the ones that are stepping up, and I'm just so proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job.
And ladies, proud of you as well. We had a slight bump in the road recently, but ladies, know that I'm proud of you, and we will follow through on the assembly. We will make it happen. All right? Okay. I also wanted to make sure I took the time to acknowledge and thank the guidance department for putting together the video of all the series of events and what's going on at Academy Park High School. So once again, thank you to our young ladies for presenting, and thank you for the board for having this evening. Thank you, everyone.
I just want to thank you, Mr. Robinson. as a board member, seeing those reports sometimes is a little rainish. So I applaud you and the staff at Academy Park for all the positive things that you're doing. Keep up the good work.
Okay. Thank you very much. And on behalf of Academy Park High School, we thank you for your support.
And thank you so much for the report. I enjoyed the videos. I enjoyed all the wealth of knowledge of the programming that's going on at Academy Park High School. I'm very excited about seeing what's to come. At this time, I know that our student representative just gave us a beautiful presentation on the new club at Academy Park High School, but she is going to now give the student report for Academy Park High School. You can join her. That would be so nice.
Edit the heck out of my reports, so we're not going to be on the same page here, but I thought so. How about?
That's it. You got it. You got it. It's a
Good evening, members of the School Board of Directors, administrators, teachers, students, and community members. Here are your Academy Park High School announcements.
College visits are starting up again for the spring semester. Juniors, in addition to seniors, are allowed to attend. Representatives from Lincoln University visited Academy Park High School on Thursday, January the 25th.
Morgan Joners swam 500 meters and 100 breaststrokes against Chichester. Morgan took first place in the 500 meters. They combined the 500 meters with boys and girls, and Morgan came first place among them all. In the 100 breaststroke, she took third. She also came in third place in the 500 and second in the breaststroke against Mount Pleasant High School. Way to go, Morgan, and keep up the great work. On February 4th, the baseball team hosted a fundraiser. A big thank you from the boys baseball team to those who came out to support the fundraising event. On February 15th, in celebration of Valentine's Day, the class of 2018 hosted a Valentine's Day dance. The event was fun and a lot of music and dancing.
Academy Park High School hosted a DCC dual enrollment information session last week. There were a total of 4 information sessions. All 10th and 11th graders were invited to attend. Seniors who live in Collindale can apply for the Collindale Scholarship. Applications are available in the guidance office. Students interested in applying for the Ann Klinger Burns Scholarship can pick up an application from the guidance office as well. Medical careers, students interested in medical careers, juniors who are interested in medical careers next year should see Ms. Kaiser in the guidance office.
Congratulations to the following team for making the playoffs. The wrestling team has qualified for the league tournament hosted at Academy Park High School. A total of 9 wrestlers will be advanced into the district playoffs this Saturday at Innaborough at 9 a.m. Boys basketball finished 14th. They will travel to play Chester on Wednesday, February 21st. Girls basketball team finished 7th. They will travel to play Upper Merion at Academy Park High School on the 20th of this month. This marks the first time in history that the girls' team hosted a playoff game in the first round. Kudos to the girls' program. The girls' basketball team lost in the first round to Upper Merion, and the boys' basketball team lost in the first round to the playoffs to Chichester High School.
Congratulations to Riley Street for being named to the National Field Hockey Coaches Association High School National Academic Squad. Kudos and congratulations to Riley. She has now been recognized and received this reward for 2 years in a row. Awesome job, student athlete Riley Street.
At the end of every season, the Philadelphia Women's Lacrosse Umpire Association awards one school in the entire Philadelphia area with the Sportsmanship Award. Every referee in their area votes. Last year, Academy Park High School was chosen as a recipient of the award. Ms. Ryder was presented with the plaque at this year's Rules Interpretation meeting on the 12th of February. The award is given for promoting the highest standards of sportsmanship towards opponents, coaches, officials, and spectators. Congratulations to Ms. Ryder and the lacrosse team.
The annual Frosh Dance will be held on March 16th from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets will be available for students to purchase. The list will be...
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Out of 25 schools, Academy Park High School was selected as a finalist to present their business case at the Boeing Ridley Park site on Wednesday, March 21st, 2018. Some exciting news. Kudos and congratulations to Malcolm Bevins, Sebastian Burke, Cameron Washington, Samir Blackwell, James Samura, and to the coach, Ms. DiMaggio.
The Sudoku Junior Flower Show was held on Friday, February 16th. Congratulations to Kosovar Kojak, who was awarded Best of Show for the botanical illustration he submitted. Kosovar's illustration will be on display at Philadelphia Flower Show, March 3rd to the 11th. Proudly representing Academy Park High School. If you do not catch this news Friday evening, Michelle Flittorial's friend at Channel 6 came out and put a piece together on the event. You can visit http://6abc.com/communities-events/high school-students showing off their green thumbs 3096129. Exiting times and great news to share. Kudos and congratulations to Mr. DiMaggio, Mr. Newcomer, Ms. Rosowski, and the students in action in making this event happen.
Ms. Jetter and Mr. Carenti and the APS Night Nation Slam Team, Poetic 101, traveled to the Philly Slam League kickoff at the Free Library of Philadelphia. Matua Komura and Sakura Stankowitz took the stage among 23 other students. Night Nation poetically slayed the competition. Every Friday, the team will compete against a different team each week. Kudos and congratulations to the team. Want to know more about the league? Please visit phillyslamleague.org.
Academy Park High School Night Nation students will be attending the Penn International Relations Conference tomorrow, February 23rd, 2018. The event will serve as an excellent leadership opportunity. Several Academy Park High School band members participated in the Extravaganza Honor Band held at the University of Pennsylvania this past Saturday. The band members spent the day in rehearsal and held a wonderful concert at Philadelphia Episcopal Cathedral. The participating students were Shanice William, Aviana Kemp, Isaiah Abiola, Deborah Abiola, Zaire Pitts-Plummer, and Calvin Keys. Kudos and congratulations to Mr. Cubbage and the students.
On February 7, 2018 was National Signing Day. 3 Academy Park High School students, Kareem Burton, Jamal Martin, and Billy Martin, all signed their letters of intent and announced the school they will be attending next year. Kareem and Jamal will both be attending California University of Pennsylvania. Billy Martin will be attending Bloomsburg University. Parents, teammates, students, student peers, and staff members were in attendance at the assembly. Kudos and congratulations to Kareem, Jamal, and Billy.
Congratulations to Amanda Isburn for being accepted to the National Leadership Academy of Future Medical Leaders Conference. Students must have a GPA of 3.5 or higher. Way to go.
It should be noted that Amanda is a cyber school student, so across the building level and through our different programs, our students are achieving success academically. Highlighting more for Riley Street, she recognized by the NHCA for her National Field Hockey Association, which was mentioned earlier.
This concludes your Academy Park High School announcements.
Thank you very much. You are welcome to leave, or you can stay.
That would be
that is for the students. Thank you so much. Dr. Butts, do you have a superintendent's report?
just a couple items I will highlight, and several of them were already mentioned by Academy Park. Just a reminder, What's Your Passion Festival is this coming Saturday. The 24th, a number of our alumni come back and a number of students participate. So if you're in the area, Academy Park, 10 o'clock, I believe, is when the festival starts. I see a couple heads nodding. So that is this Saturday. Also, as was highlighted, I want to thank our teachers who participated in teachers and students who participated in the Junior Flower Show. The first one that we have held, and it was definitely a success. Some marvelous creations that I can guarantee, similar to my art drawings, which are not very good. My horticulture skills are not very good either. And I was very impressed with what these students had done and what the staff members had done. I do want to acknowledge Ms. Colleen DiMaggio, who was instrumental in setting this up. She works with our gifted students and has worked with a number of our staff this year in setting this program up. So get out and see the exhibits at the Flower Show, and definitely stop by and see Academy Park's exhibit. It won't be an exhibit, but there will be a couple items on show at the Flower Show. I want to acknowledge there was an executive session right prior to this meeting, and also an executive session after the committee of the whole meeting last week. Both meetings were held to discuss personnel and also some legal issues related to personnel. That is my report for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Buds. The approvals. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as submitted?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the January 25th, 2018 regular school board business meeting?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any questions on the bills?
I have questions on the bills. On page 416, that's the beginning of the bills. I was just wondering what a consortium membership that was paid to Abington School District. So what does that include?
So that's our membership to the Excellence and Equity Consortium that is actually run through the University of Pennsylvania. We have been a member for the last 7 or 8 years. It allows our staff to get a number of in-service professional development training around the issues of having high achievement for all of our students, no matter what economic background or race they come from. It also allows us to share best practices across districts. We are one of probably about 25 different districts in this region that are participating in that program.
Okay, thank you. On the same page, 416, Advocacy Alliance. Okay, there's actually 2 bills that we paid. What does that entail? What is an Advocacy Alliance that we paid $32,000 on one check and $48,000 on another? Something about a trust agreement?
So it's a trust agreement set up for a student who has special education needs, and payment goes into a trust account, and the student parent, guardian can request money from that trust to offset educational costs to attend a school or get tutoring, something along those lines. And there's a requirement for an agreement that we have with this specific student. The money is available up until, generally available up until the student turns 21. And so that may be after the time he or she graduates from us. So this is a way to set up a process that they can continue to take advantage of required special education services.
And is this Advocacy Alliance, is that set up for just an individual person on an individual basis? Is that
For
what
this
it
case,
is?
yes.
Okay, all right, I understand that then, thank you. Let me see. Okay. The Camelot program, our Camelot program, do we pay that monthly? Because I see a check on 126 and 222. So is that something we pay monthly? I'm sorry, I should have gave you the 416 and 432.
So the item on 416 is a monthly payment. The item on 432.
So it's the same amount. So is that how we pay it? We pay it monthly?
That's also a monthly payment.
Okay.
So yes, it is a monthly payment.
And the question of the cleaners was taken care of at the executive meeting. Another question.
Just to highlight that, because you did raise it. Now, the question was around a bill paid to for cleaning supplies, and a discussion, a question about how much we pay and why the payment goes to our service that we use for cleaning instead of us buying these supplies directly. The agreement is made out that way, so that's how we have done it in recent history. In a future agreement, we can change it, but for now, that's how we do it.
I think when I saw the payment was for like $84,000, and then we were charged like every month. And I thought maybe whenever this agreement runs out, maybe we could negotiate it or renegotiate it.
So the $84,000 would have been for the contracted services. Then there also is a supply agreement that would have been much less than $84,000.
It would have been $8,000 one month and $9,000 the next.
Right.
The other is I often wondered about Bonnet or services. On 416, we paid them a check, and it appears that they have done some kind of a service for the Harris School and twice for Delcroft School and once for the Sharon Hill School. But it's hard to tell, they're not really, what type of work does Bonnet do? I mean, I thought they just went in and assessed what needed to be done. Is that what they do?
For all three projects, we did a Sharon Hill project that was both a bathroom renovation reconstruction project and also a air handler project at Sharon Hill.
Now, they draw up the plans, is that the idea?
Yes, they're the architect.
Okay.
So they draw up the plans and make sure that anything that we bid specifically is done to standard that is adequate. The other two projects Delcroft would be an air handler and possibly a boiler project, and same way with Harris would be a boiler project. The Bonnet would have to draw up the plans to allow us to bid the process.
So that's what they do.
Yes, they work on
They
our
work on-
behalf, and then if we move forward with the project, then they would help us supervise, make sure everything is done to specifications and done adequately.
Okay, one other question. The Delaware County Intermediate Unit, this month, we paid $140,603 and some odd cents. And last month, we paid out $606,000 and some odd cents. I forget what we paid out the month before that. I question it because it does seem like I questioned it last month and I questioned it again this month. I do believe, Ms. Monroe, did you make a statement at the last meeting that they had an extra at the end of the month? They had
No, what I provided to
a surplus, I should say, of some amount. I tried to find the information from last month, but I seem to have misplaced it. But if they're having a surplus, why are they charging the schools so much money?
I didn't report that last month. What I gave you was a pamphlet of all the services that Southeast Delco is receiving from DCIU.
Okay.
So the pamphlet I gave you
Okay.
breaks down every service that Southeast Delco receives from the DCIU.
And they do indeed do good work. What I'm saying is, if they had a surplus, I think somebody would start looking into this.
Well,
because
they don't have a surplus.
Okay, you don't think they have a surplus?
No, and they have not changed the amount they charge districts in over 19 years. So what we paid 19 years ago is the same amount we're paying today.
That's
for the
check that out.
Their
Okay.
one budget account. Now, the services that Ms. Gallagher is raising is a number of services that we contract with them for individual students who are in a special education program within their facilities or providing services in our school for students that we need extra help in servicing and working with. Those services, we have attempted to limit the amount of students that we are sending to the intermediate unit programs. You had mentioned the Camelot program. That is one of the services, one of the programs we have put in place to, in the future, over time, reduce the amount we are paying to outside service providers. The IU is one of them. We have a number of approved private schools that we also send students to. We are attempting to have additional students close to our district in schools that we have a little more say in what's taking place with.
So hopefully that will, and that is wonderful. It really is. I'm so happy that we started the program, and eventually I know it's going to pay off. Well, thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the bills for payment in the amount of $4,404,304.10?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Old business. Is there any? There's no old business or unfinished business. Are there any questions on new business item number 1? Are there any questions on education items 1 to 4? Are there any questions on finance items 1 and 2? Are there any questions on human resources items 1 through 11?
I don't have any question, just a general statement. I would personally like to see more hires from within Southeast Delco School District.
Okay. Are there any questions on policy items 1 and 2? Are there any questions on property item 1? Are there any comments from the public regarding agenda items? Non-agenda. Okay. Great. Great. So, new business voting. Do I have a motion to approve new business item 1?
So moved.
Okay. Second? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve education items 1 through 4?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve finance items 1 and 2?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve human resource items 1 through 11?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve policy items 1 and 2?
Motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve property item 1?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Great. The community committee reports. Dr. Wilson isn't here right now to report on community college. Ms. Monroe, do you have a report on Delaware County Intermediate Unit?
Yes, just to be clarified, I did not say in last month's meeting that DCIU had a surplus. Secondly, there is a House bill that's on the floor, House Bill 2048, an alternative pathway for high school students to meet graduation requirements. And there's also a House bill on the floor, 2057, school safety. So make sure you're looking out for those because they will affect Southeast Delco.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President.
So for the PSBA Legislative Council, the Senate Bill 2, for Senate Bill 2, there hasn't been any additional movement on that bill. We should hear something back probably about time of the budget, when the budget comes out. There's no other reports that I have in regards to the Legislative Council. Ms. Irons, do you have a report on the Parent-Student Advisory Committee?
I do. The Parent-Student Advisory Committee set up a table at the back-to-school night. Mr. Robinson graciously let us be there. Myself, Mr. Tony Scott, and Ms. Monroe. Thank you, Ms. Monroe, for helping us. And Mr. Lance Bogas set up a table at the community center, over at the Alt-Ed. And we, at the high school, we received 60% of the parents that came for back to school night, filled out, signed up for the parent committee. We gathered all the information. We're going to make, we have emails going out to them for our next meeting and what we're going to have coming up in the future. So it was a good turnout. And once again, Mr. Robinson, thank you for letting us come to the back to school night.
Mr. Diorio, do you have a solicitor's report?
I do not, Madam Chairman, thank you.
Dr. Butts, is there an administrative update?
Just want to highlight a second item in terms of, or another item, our budget. We are in the process of bringing together our budget. Ms. Scott has been working very hard on getting everything lined up in the budget. We do have a significant budget gap shortfall for next year. Currently, it's not abnormal for this time of year. The concern that I have is that our expenses in the area of healthcare has gone up, pension costs have gone up, and as was already highlighted by Ms. Gallagher, our special education costs have gone up significantly over the last year in terms of the amount of students that we have had to provide very intensive special education services for. We do not have the right to not provide this service, so it will have an impact on the budget. It will have an impact on what we can offer the rest of our students, just because if we have to provide very intensive services for some students that we have limited revenue for, it will have an impact on what we can provide everybody else. At the Committee of the Whole meeting in March, the majority of that meeting will be a budget work session. And I do urge anybody to come out, and definitely the board members to come out for that. We will be talking about the key budget areas and going line by line through some of the key costs and what we need to do to adjust our revenue funding and expenditures so the two line up, because right now they do not. That is where we're at with the budget. That's a budget update. I do not have anything else to report.
Are there any comments from citizens regarding non-agenda items?
No. Could you fill out a card?
There's a card up here.
Okay.
Just wait.
Okay. Just call it.
Yeah, wait till they.
First person is Jaheim Smith. Okay. Could you come up to the podium? Would you state your address? Give your name and address. I apologize.
My name is Jaheim Smith, and my address is 1523 Glen Avenue, Fallcroft, PA, 19032.
Thank you.
You're welcome. May I begin?
You may.
I have a speech that I prepared in an English class for Ms. Sakrenti, and my 11th grade English teacher, and she advised me to bring it to you guys' attention if needed, and I felt like I should because I interviewed a former member of the board, Donald Young, and I didn't tell him what it was about. I didn't tell him I was bringing it to anyone's attention. I just told him it was for a report for my class, and I asked him if he was ever ever felt any I asked him if he ever felt that any racism was put toward him, and like him personally, and if he felt like it should be addressed in my paper, for my research paper. And I made a speech on the research paper and my my interview with him, and I would like to start it now. A wise man once said, "I have a dream, and that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." Martin Luther King. I feel like that has begun to come true for a large portion of American schools. But I'm here to focus on something more adult-like. I would like to focus on the school board of Southeast Delco School District in particular. Although within the schools of the district, white and black girls and boys are treated the same, just like the adults. Chef Donald J. Young is an honest man with a heart of gold. He has taken all of his students' personalities into account, including mine, and he treats every one person different, but in a way that everyone can learn properly and at their own pace. Young not only teaches kids from the district in question, but he also has 2 grandchildren that attend its schools. While everyone else on the board's children that I know of or grandchildren go to private schools of a different district. With that being said, he should know the inside of the schools on a personal level, and from my knowledge, he does. Chef's grandson, Kalen, is a senior at Academy Park High School and is or was unhappy with his lunches. He talked to Chef Young and the situation since Young was on the school board. Kalen, just like his grandfather, wants the best for the schools and the school students. They want to change Academy Park High School for the better, along with every school in the district. However, Donald has been looked at as an outsider on the board. Chef has tried everything he could to help the students since he knows them better than anyone else, but he made an attempt and was harshly ostracized by the other members of the board that happened to be black. The school board collectively insulted Donald Young. They called him racist and used derogatory terms against him. And this caused him to resign from the board from the Southeast Delco School District. He has come to me as a student that he trusts and asked me if I thought he was racist.
I apologize, Mr. Smith, but your time is up. We have 3 minutes. It was a really good speech.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you.
If you want to provide a hard copy of it, we can, anything else that you have.
Okay.
The public comment period is short.
Okay, I wasn't aware.
I apologize. I should have told you 3 minutes. I forgot that.
So if you want to provide a hard copy, Dr. Ryan can make a copy, and then we can provide it to the board if you want.
That's fine. Thank you.
I have a question. What was the assignment?
The assignment was to find articles online or interview someone that you know about something that you feel strongly about.
Thank you.
I do have a question, too, since you did ask. Where did you get your information about the... I'm sorry, where did you get your information about the board members and their children who don't attend the school district?
Directly from Chef himself.
Oh, okay. That's inaccurate.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Is that all?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Next will be Raquel Holman. Okay. Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
I'm good. Raquel Holman, 1106 Tribbett Avenue, Sharon Hill, PA, 19079. I have transportation questions / issues. My daughter went to Newman Goretti. She graduated from Newman Goretti. You provided passes for her to go to Newman Goretti. So my question is, I'm here actually on behalf of a friend of the district. Her child goes to Episcopal Academy. She was in she communicated with, I believe, Dr. Butts and the director of transportation, and was told that she could not get transportation for her child to Episcopal Academy. So my thought process was, oh, okay, then she must be getting a pass, a SEPTA pass or something to help along with going to Episcopal Academy, and she gets nothing. She was told she had to find a way for her to get there on her own. So my question is, what are the rules? Because I can guarantee you that one of my children will be out of the district at least in the next year or two. And what are the rules to be able to have your child bused to a different school? That's A. B, just a comment. My dad, as Dean Handsome, used to do the runs. He created the runs. He manipulated the runs to make them do whatever it is that they needed to do. And I know they don't make them like him anymore, but I know it's possible to, someone will have to put in the work, but I know it's possible to rearrange whatever needs to be rearranged. I've sat there and watched them for years, on top of years, do it. So that's just kind of like my question at this point.
So-
I just found it kind of crazy that she's like, I don't get a pass, we don't get a bus, we get nothing.
So to the first comment, Episcopal Academy,
Mhm.
I believe, is outside of our 10-mile radius. We're required to bus students to private schools within a 10-mile radius of the district. So there are a number of students that attend other schools, Episcopal, St. Joe's Prep, wherever, that are too far away outside of the radius that we would have to bus. So that's why there's no tokens. I will confirm that and make sure, but I am 98% sure that's the reason they do not get tokens or any transportation to the school. That's by state requirement that we don't have to bus outside 10 miles, and I would imagine every school district in this area does not bus if they're outside of the 10 miles. They bus to where they have to. Having said that, there are a number of schools that provide their own transportation, including coming down to Fallcroft for a bus. I see SEG, S-A-G-U-E.
I've seen that.
In our district, and we are not providing that transportation. The school is deciding they have a group of students that are outside the 10 miles and they provide it on their own. I don't believe it's Episcopal that's doing that. I believe that's a student going up to St. Joe's Prep, because I did recognize the student, and I'm pretty sure that's where that student goes. So that's the reason. I will confirm that I have my facts correct, that Episcopal, actually, if Ms. Scott would just confirm that, and we have your phone number. We will contact you if my facts are not correct. Okay?
Okay, so basically, if you're outside of the realm of the 10 miles, you don't even get help with transportation.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay.
Okay. Do I have anything
Thank
else?
you.
Okay. Okay. All right. No, we're waiting. Wait. Wow.
I like the mic.
She still have to finish.
I'm sorry. I don't have the topic. I don't know how to.
Finish completing it, and then
Because I'm talking about this security and coach. So am I?
It's non-agenda.
it's non-agenda cheerleading in school.
Mhm.
Sure, I got you.
Okay.
Oh, Latanya Manson, 1545 Forster Avenue, Sharon Hill, PA 19079. I'm coming in behalf of the cheerleaders, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm a little stressed out. Out of the 12 years that I've been the coach, this has been like almost the worst year I've had. And not as far as the girls goes, it's never the girls. I'm going to say it's on the administration and the athletic department. I'm going to say it's that. Because it's a lot of things that we weren't allowed to do this year that we've been in the past been able to do. However, it's like they keep telling me that it's above my pay grade and above their pay grade. So when you say that to me, that means everything goes through the superintendent, which is not a problem. But my problem is I should be notified ahead of time before you decide to make any decisions when it comes to the squad. Don't wait till the last minute to tell me anything, especially since the girls plan for things.
So what's the concern?
Well, one concern was we weren't allowed to go to the playoff game yesterday.
That was not made by me.
Well, that was after speaking with Mr. Robinson, he explained what it was. However, I just need that not to happen because the one thing, the cheerleaders, as you can see, that we are the second largest athletic group in the school, and we don't travel during basketball season. We have to do girls and boys, which is fine. But during the playoffs, we get to travel. During basketball season, a lot of girls don't come out. Why? Because they don't want to. Because they can't go anywhere. We're still in the building. They like to travel. That's why the football cheerleaders are 40 to 50 girls at a time because they get to go away. However, this time we weren't allowed to go. I was told because it was in reference to a lot of things that was going on at the other school. I feel like I have enough control over my girls that I knew that if anything happened that I wouldn't have to worry about my girls. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is, last year I started with the middle school. I tried with football. I need to know if I can go forward with that so that I can get my mind right and plans together for next football season. So I need to know if I'm able to go ahead with that. Am I volunteering, which is still not a problem? Am I getting paid? Do I still need to go? I need to know what avenues because I don't want to have to come back up here and then we all confused.
So the avenue for that has to go through the building administrator. I would suggest start with the high school, but you can go through any of the middle school. We do have to have a request for here's what we want to do, a new supplemental. That request would then be approved by the board because it's an additional middle school supplemental. That we have a middle school supplemental for a cheerleading group. The person that does that has recently done it during the basketball season. The supplemental that you're proposing would be for football. I would urge an additional explanation of what the benefit of it would be in terms of growing individuals, in terms of capabilities when they get to the high school. So that would be the process. The board could consider it as early as committee of the whole in March, April, May. The budget's about finalized, so that's gets a little late, but we have approved supplementals after that. But we do have to have a process that allows for a supplemental to be posted and a supplemental leader to be assigned to it. So.
Okay, so let's say, what if I did it voluntarily, or it can't be? So it can't be voluntary.
What took place this past year, without the board sanctioning it,
it can't happen.
It's an athletic competition. It's an athletic group that the board needs to sanction.
Okay.
So we have plenty of time to make that happen.
Oh, that's not a problem. You can get that tomorrow. That's like
so. We have plenty of time to make that happen for this fall. We need to go through the process so that when there is a concern, we can address it with a supplemental being approved.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. All right.
Okay.
That's it.
And I would urge you and Mr. Robinson and Mr. Voschewski, who I'm sure see each other on a daily, if not weekly basis, to increase communication.
We butt heads, all three of us.
I understand.
That's why we had to call you sometimes, because it gets
Don't put
real
me in
there.
that box.
It gets real, like it gets real in these meetings. But
you have to work at the building level.
Okay.
It is a building level issue, and I understand you've had a very positive season overall, but there has been some student issues related to cheerleaders, but maybe not started by cheerleaders, as in other students may have had issues. So the piece that we have to do and the building administrators have to work through is when there's students' issues, how do we address them? When it impacts kids that are representing our school, what's the best way to represent them? There is a PIAA, that's not fair. There is a Del Val League sportsmanship rules. How do we play fairly together? Committee meeting that the Del Val League has sponsored.
Oh, we just had that meeting today.
No, so that was our own internal meeting.
Yes, they don't have theirs until next week.
League-wise, we have a committee for Del Val looking at a number of issues that have taken place over the last couple of seasons, so that all of our teams can get along and compete fairly and show good sportsmanship. So, thank you for your concern. I have heard it. I have seen the emails. It is a ongoing process with Academy Park staff so that everybody has gym time and everybody has time to be able to compete and represent our school. And the cheerleaders have been, as you said, a very large organization for us and a very positive organization for Academy Park.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question. Are y'all going to competition again?
Um,
And if so,
that's the goal for this upcoming year. We didn't do it this year. I had a lot of girls drop off after football season. It's kind of hard to get them to come out for a competition in basketball because we don't travel, so they don't really.
okay, the only reason I'm asking because I didn't know if the competition was out of state this year or not.
The one that you may be referring to is the Navy game.
Yes.
I'm thinking about doing that again. If I do that, then I would have to let you guys know. I would probably have to let you guys know by May. Because that's usually when they send the email out letting us know when it is. Because that's usually in November.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Announcements of future meetings of the board. The next committee of the whole meeting will be held on Thursday, March 15th, 2018 at 6 p.m. The school board business meeting will be held on Thursday, March 22nd, 2018 at 7 p.m.
One final item on the board agenda, there was a retirement. I do want to recognize one of our van drivers will be retiring, I believe, at the end of this year. Eva Johnson, who has been with us for 11 years, providing services to our students, getting them back and forth. So thank you very much for your service and good luck in retirement.
Thank you. Before we adjourn, I would like to say on behalf of the Southeast Delco Board of Directors that we express our condolences to the Stoneman Douglas families, students, administrators, and the whole community on the loss of the students in that terrible tragedy last week. If we don't mind, can we take just a moment of silence just to pray for our whole nation and our students? Thank you. Do I have a motion to
So
adjourn?
moved.
Second. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.